Well, hello. This is a different setting, and this is a different thing than I normally look at. This is a Sony Video 8 Pro camcorder, and it's the CCD-V110 from around 1986, and I've had this sitting waiting to be looked at for 2 years this July, so maybe it's time I actually get off my butt and look at it. It came almost complete. Most of the AV stuff, like there's a little connector on the back here, gives me the RF out, the AV in and out, the battery replacement for running it off of AC, the battery. It didn't come with the battery charger, which apparently couples the battery to the battery replacer. And it also didn't come with the hood ring, which is this little plastic piece that goes on the front here and sort of protects the lens from glare when you're using it outside, apparently. So my lens cap doesn't do anything. But I tested this out, and it does work. And let me power it on here. All right, so we just take this, slide it in where the battery goes, clips in. You can't close this door with it in there. But that's fine, we don't care about that. And I should just be able to power it on. So it's saying there's no tape. So what I found was that there's a little hinged plastic piece here that flips the little cover on the tape up when it goes in, right, to expose the tape to the mechanism. This little flap here. And that was just gummed up with some dried grease. That was it. Cleaned that. Heads were dirty. One of the heads was dirty, so one field was full of crud. So I got to test out some 8mm video head cleaners I picked up at a local wholesaler recently. I'm not normally one to use head cleaner tapes because they tend to be more abrasive than just using the printer paper method, but I want to try these out. I picked up a few of them, so this is one I still have sealed in packaging. For $2, how could I not? Anyway, it works now, but here is my problem. So the whole point of camcorders is to take them out and, get footage, to record things on them. And you need a working battery. So this is an old NiCad battery. 6-volt, 1300 milliamp hours, honestly not very impressive. But it's NiCad, and it's crap, and it's dead. Of course it's dead. And the options are, you can find new old stock that will also be dead. Don't buy new old stock batteries, that's dumb. You could buy replacement ones, but again, you're still just getting NiCad. And I don't even have the charger, so now I have to buy more parts. I could cut this open and try and replace the cells inside, but then again, I still don't have the charger. So I decided to do something weird. Now, I didn't film this because I didn't think this would be interesting. I just sort of grabbed random parts. What I did is I took a couple of not old, but cheap AA holders. These came with some RGB LED lights, and I cut the ends off. They have these little switches on them. Cut them off, glued them together, and rewired them to use 5 batteries in series. I just put a little plug here for the 6th one that's not being used. Why 5? Well, if I want to use nickel metal hydride batteries, or however you say that, NiMH batteries, these run typical at 1.2 volts. They're a little higher when they've been first charged, but 1.2 volts. So to get 6 volts nominal, you want 5 of them. I could probably put 6 in there. Apparently this thing runs a little higher. In fact, I never actually looked at the voltage of the battery replacement. I bet it's more than 8.5 volts. I could have. Damn it. Whatever. I mean, I could always rewire this to use the 6th battery too. Not a big deal. So I built a really janky battery replacement, and it includes everything you would need. There's a little latch on the battery where it holds it in place. Then you have the little release here. Now you have to push this down to release the pressure, usually to pop that out. So I just took a Dremel and made some cuts. I measured wrong first with this one. I added 3 millimeters to 27 instead of subtracting, or 3 millimeters to 30, I don't know. It was early in the morning. I was doing this in the middle of the night. That's how things go. I cut some RF shields from some scrap DTV tuner boxes that are dead and just glued them here, soldered the wires to them, and those act as the contacts, and they seem to work just fine. This whole thing's glued together, so let's pop some batteries in. There, you didn't have to watch me struggle putting these in while holding the camera. My go-to rechargeable batteries, if you can't already tell, are these Lada from IKEA. They're pretty cost effective. Apparently they're very similar, if not identical, to Panasonic Eneloops, which are a low discharge NIMH battery. They low internal resistance or whatever, so they don't go flat if you leave them sitting for a while. These have been great, but I use them in other things. So when I was going through, I didn't have a nice matching set. And when you run these batteries in series, you really want to match the internal chemistry of the battery. So a 1900 milliamp hour and a 2450 milliamp hour, and whatever this Recyco is. What's this guy rated at? 2050? Yeah. Short term it's fine for testing, but long term apparently it deteriorates the lower milliamp hour battery more. I don't know. I read things on the internet told me not to do it, and I said okay. So excuse to buy some more. I'm trying to get away from using alkaline batteries as much as possible. Reusable. I'm not throwing batteries away all the time. I do have like a lifetime supply of alkalines still, so I'll be using them for a while, but these are very convenient to have. And the reason I wanted to use these instead of rebuilding a purpose-built battery is, well, how often am I going to use this? I want to make something that's non-destructive to the original parts because I like collecting and having the original stuff. But I don't want to waste a bunch of money and effort on something that will really only work on this one. I mean, I've got other cameras that use different info lithiums, and this one uses a weird, oh yeah, this one here. So, like, they all use different batteries. And in a perfect world, I'd love to be able to make replacement holders like this that can replace the old battery while not rebuilding one where these are all built in, and now these batteries can only be used on that camera. So that's my reasoning. Anyway, now I need a spacer, because if I just drop this in, there's all this space, right? So I took the covers, because these little battery holders had covers, and you'll be able to see here. Let me pop this one on so it clips in place. Maybe one-handed's a little hard to do. So it clips in place, and you can see it goes past the seam because the battery holder used to be longer. So I just notched it out to sit around those batteries. And this other one was the other cover, and I cut that one down, and they sort of push against each other, right? Just a little friction just to hold it in place. And I 3D printed some little spacer covers on these. And it's kind of uneven when it goes inside the battery enclosure, so you'll notice there's a space difference there. I can upload these if someone wants, but like they're really basic. I think it's 4.5 millimeters and 6.5 millimeters, and I just get a caliper and measure yourself. These aren't the right width, it just sort of works. But anyway, there's the battery. Just drop it in, and we're good. And it's on. Oh, it's powered on. And I can go and I can pop a tape in there. And we're golden. It works a treat. Anyway, I just wanted to show that little battery holder. Maybe inspire someone to, build something cool. I mean, it's fun to give these things new life. So my plan this weekend is to take this out to the lake and other places and just get some footage. So maybe there'll be some footage at the end of this video. It's got soft picture, and if you've seen other videos like 12-volt vids on this, there are belts that control the automatic focus and the electronic zoom. And the belts perish, of course, 1986. and they are a pain in the ass to get to. Let's see, do we have, oh yeah. See how easily I can film that. I think I'm in VCR mode. Let's go to camera mode. Just flip that little switch there. Can I focus? Ooh, I can. You can see my dehumidifier. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Would it be easier like that? Yes, it would. Anyway, the automatic focus and the zoom won't work. And being outside, you might get some glare because it doesn't have a little lens ring hood thing that goes over the front, which I'm thinking about 3D printing. I just have to get some measurements for. Anyway, just a short, rambly video showing off a little battery I made. initial thoughts, the battery worked great. I have modified it already simply because 5 batteries wasn't enough. I looked at it, it said 6 volts. I went add up 6 volts, forgetting that, you know, battery rating is fickle. When it says 6 volts, it's expecting like 7. You think about like a 12 volt automotive battery. If it's 12 volts or 11.9, it's getting flat. So adding another one of these gives me 7.2 nominal, and it'll go closer to above 8, which is close to the power supply. So I think that'll work much better. I recorded about 40 minutes, you know, turning it on, doing 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and it was flashing low battery after maybe 20, but then it kept going, right? Because it's reporting that the battery is low because it's designed to be working with that NiCad battery, and it flashes low battery at the voltage under load that NiCad battery would be low. These weren't low, so I don't know, I think this should work much better, but otherwise it worked great. Picture's soft. Without the hood ring, there was some reflections and stuff. Maybe the lens needs to be cleaned. I mean, the picture's not great. It's a freaking, what, almost 40-year-old camera? 38-year-old camera? Yeah, not bad otherwise. But yeah, just thanks for watching. Just wanted to show this if anyone's interested in playing with one of these and wants to try and jerry-rig some sort of a battery like this. Cheers. Oh, and I'm going to end this with some footage recorded on a much newer Handycam from 1998 that uses the still easy to get info-lithium style batteries. I think this is an L or an M size. And yeah, you'll be able to see the difference. This is actually still kind of impressive for its age. But, I mean, it's just beautiful. Come on, that's just beautiful. Okay, bye for real.
Because